in boxing. First, we will present the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World as Caleb Plant will make the first defense of his title against the undefeated challenger Mike Lee. And this will take place live on Fox and Fox Deportes on prime time. Then, later in the evening, epic showdown in the welterweight division. 8-division world champion Manny Pac Man Pacquiao takes on welterweight world champion Keith Thurman. In a welterweight world championship action, this will be PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view. Now, more information on that fight in a little bit. Allow me to explain the sequence of this morning and this afternoon. We're going to begin with a full press conference for the super middleweight world title. Give that fight its honor and respect it deserves. We'll then take a short break. Lunch will be served, and we'll come back and discuss the pay-per-view event in our welterweight division. Once again, we start with the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World, Plant versus Lee. Features two young, hungry, undefeated fighters looking to move into the elite level of the super middleweight ranks. For Caleb Plant, it's an opportunity to demonstrate his championship medal and to show that his impressive victory over Jose Uzcategui was no fluke at all. For Lee, this fight represents the end of a long journey to a world title opportunity. This should give Lee the extra motivation that is needed to propel him to championship heights. It's certainly the kind of matchup that fuels excitement and guarantees fireworks for the fans. Well, at this time, let's bring our principals up to the stage. Photo opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome the challenger, a Chicago native making the first attempt at a world title. With a record of 21 wins, no losses, he has 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the undefeated challenger, Mike Lee.
Like we always do with this time, I go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. I go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky.
I'ma get on the TV, mama. I'ma push this shine. COD won't even get pulled over in they new V.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the defending world champion, a Nashville native fighting out of Henderson, Nevada. With a record of 18 wins and no losses, he has 10 wins coming by way of knockout. He will be making the first defense of his title. Please welcome the undefeated, newly crowned IBF Super Middleweight Champion of the World, Sweet Hands, Caleb Plant.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, I'm married to this game, that's who I made my wife. Said I die alone, I told that bad was probably right. One thing that's for sure, not a stranger to this life. Got a safe that's full of Franklins and a shoulder full of stripes. Don't know what like myself. I say self-made, meaning I design myself. County jail fade, you can pull my foul yourself. Spot raid, swallow rocks, I'm getting high myself. Nah, damn right, I like the life I built. I'm from West Side 60s, I might got killed. Standing so tall, they think I might got stills. Legendary baller like Mike, like Will. 96 Impala, thug life on wheels. Up against the wall, squabble at Fox Hills. Like a boss, ask me how I feel. Successful street, touching them first meals. All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life.
And there they are, ladies and gentlemen.
Hustle paid the price.
There they are, it's for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Caleb Plant, Mike Lee, both undefeated, both look ready to get it on right now. We're going to have to wait until Saturday, July the 20th. Well, bringing to your attention, ladies and gentlemen, this event is promoted by TGB Promotions and Sweet Hands Promotions. Tickets are on sale and available right now through AXS.com, or you can go on phone or in person to any MGM Resorts International box office. Plant vs. Lee is televised once again by Fox and Fox Deportes. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 4 p.m. Pacific Time. Once again, live on Fox and Fox Deportes. At this time, we want to acknowledge the teams who are joining us today and also joining us with a few words. First, we want to recognize in attendance, seated, we have Mike Lee's father, John Lee, his manager, Mike Borreo, and to say a few words at this time, please welcome Mike Lee's trainer, Jamal Abdullah.
Okay, thank you. Well, this is a big, important time for Mike Lee and his team, and Mike Burrell for all of his work, Caleb Plant for accepting this fight. But I want to say this about Mike Lee. This is a guy that when they brought him to me and said, listen, Jamal, we would like you to work with him. This kid got so much heart. I mean, this is going to be a deep fight. It's going to be a deep fight. This guy, he comes from a background where he don't have to fight. He didn't have to even do this. This guy decided that he just wanted to come up and say, hey, listen, I want to do something that I want to do by myself. The education this guy got, he don't have to do this. But guess what? It's in his heart. And he wants to do something on his own and prove to people on his own that he could do it by himself. And that's what made me say, you know what? This is the guy I want to train. This is the guy that gets up every morning, busts his hump, get to the gym. This is the guy I want to train. So what I'm talking about right now is I think this is going to be your next champion. You know, this is what I believe in. I believe in him. I believe in the team that we have. I believe in his father. And I think this is going to be a great fight, especially for Mike Lee. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamal. And at this time, my pleasure to introduce, representing Team Plant, to say a few words, Caleb Plant's father, Richie Plant.
Yeah, I just want to start out by saying that we're glad to be here in New York. Glad everybody turned out to be a part of this. I just want to say about this upcoming fight. We have wound up where we're at as a result of our work that we put in basically Caleb's whole life. And it's not complicated. You just find out who you're supposed to be, give it everything you got, and you'll wind up where you're supposed to be. It's simple, but it ain't easy. Caleb just became a world champ, his last fight, but y'all need to get used to him because he's going to be here for a while. That's all I've got to say about it. Thanks.
And now it's time to hear from the fighters. At this time, we welcome to the microphone hungry, battle-ready, top world contender, undefeated Mike Lee.
Like we always do at this time, I go for mine, I get to shine.
First of all, I'm really excited for this opportunity. I want to thank my team, Jamal Abdullah, Mike Borreo, Julian Chua, and my father, John Lee. This has been a culmination of years of hard work, sacrifice, pain, in and out of hospitals. Most importantly, getting somewhere no one thought I could get. A lot of people didn't think I'd get to 10-0, 20-0, let alone world titles. So I'm fine being the B-side, the underdog on this. I feel like I got nothing to lose on this fight. I'm coming out with everything I got, 'cause this is everything I've ever wanted. I'm not a guy that comes up here and talks a lot of shit. I got a lot of respect for Caleb Plant. I respect every single fighter that steps up into that ring and risks their lives on a world stage. But July 20th, I plan on making it my moment. I've been on these big stages and headline cards in Notre Dame and Chicago, so the lights and the cameras are nothing new to me. I'm very excited. I'm working my ass off. And like I said, July 20th, I'm going to make it my moment. I've been on these big stages and headline cards in Notre Dame and Chicago, so the lights and the cameras are nothing new to me. I'm very excited. I'm working my ass off. And like I said, July 20th, I'm working my ass off. I'm going to keep proving people wrong and bringing everything I got into this fight, and that's what you're going to see. So thank you for the opportunity, and I'll see you July 20th.
Good life, better than the life I lived when I thought that I was gonna go crazy.
Thank you, Mike. We also want to bring to your attention, following our fighters' words, we're going to have an opportunity for Q&A, and we'll learn more about them, their training, their motivation, and their preparation for this fight. And at this time, my pleasure to introduce to you the exciting, undefeated, reigning IBF Super Middleweight Champion of the World, Sweet Hands, Caleb Plant.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why. All my life, I've been grinding all my life.
I want to thank all the media for coming out today. Without this, it would make things like this nearly impossible. So thank you to the media, everyone who showed up today. I want to thank Al Heyman, PBC, and Fox for joining forces and creating this beautiful platform for people like myself and other great world champions to display their talents. I want to thank my team, my head coach Justin Gamber, my father Richie Plant, Larry Wade, Don House. And yeah, I'm just going to get right into it. I've been boxing my whole life. They say it takes 10,000 hours of putting work into something to become a true success at it. That's 20 hours a week for 10 years, however you want to split it up. Come July 20th, I've been doing this for 18 years straight. No breaks, no distractions, and no plan B. So even though it's honorable in itself, because there's honor in all work, so I commend you for this, but no college degree for me. No college, no high school sports, no college sports, no acting gigs, no Subway commercials, no selling CBD, just boxing day in and day out, rain, sleet, or snow. So he may have a financial degree, but in boxing, I have a PhD. And that's something you don't know anything about. Something else I have a PhD in is being cold and being hungry and being deprived. That's something you don't know anything about. Coming from very rock bottom, that's something you don't know anything about. Coming from no man's land, where nobody makes it out, that's something you don't know anything about. So if this guy ever thought for 1 second that I would let him mess this up for me and send me back there, because unlike him, I have everything to lose. This is how I keep a roof over my head and food in my belly. That's something he don't know anything about. So if he thinks he's gonna mess this up for me, he's not half as educated as I thought he was. So every night from now to July 20th, I hope him and his team, before they go to bed at night, envision the words, "and still." Because that's all that him and his team, and any of you who are tuned in, is going to hear July 20th. One last thing, I won this world title back in January from my daughter Aaliyah. July 20th, I will be defending it successfully and in fashion. I'll also be defending it successfully and in fashion for not just her, but my mother, whose life was recently taken. But most importantly, I'll be defending that world title for myself. Because my future and everything I have and everything I want depends on it. Because unlike him, he has nothing to lose. But for myself, I have everything to lose. Thank you.
50 Cent and Mayweather flee the scene with us. True story. All my life, been grinding all my life.
It is going to be a great fight for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship of the World. Two motivated, undefeated fighters and two very articulate fighters as well. And to bring the best out of our fighters at this time, my pleasure to introduce and hand over the microphone and hosting duties to my esteemed colleague, award-winning, multi-talented sportscaster and boxing host. Please welcome Brian Custer. Brian.
Thank you, Jimmy. Good afternoon, everybody. And what a fight we've got on Fox coming your way on July 20th. The storylines are incredible. A world champion from Nashville pulled himself up from the bootstraps to become a world champion in the face of unspeakable tragedy, losing his young daughter, losing his mother, and facing a young man here, football star, Notre Dame, out of Chicago area. This is going to be one heck of a fight. A combined 39-0, the record with these guys, over 20 knockouts combined. So, champ, let me start with you. When you got word that your first title defense was going to be the main event before a national audience on Fox, what was your reaction?
It was exciting news, definitely. I think everybody who ever has laced up a pair of gloves and wanted to take it all the way dreams of one day being the main event at the MGM Grand for everybody to see. So it was definitely an exciting moment, but at the same time, that's where we fight is not the important to me. You know, that's not what's the most important to me. We can fight at the MGM, we can fight in the parking lot. It's about legacy to me. As I stated before, this is all I've done my whole entire life. But I'm excited to be at the MGM. I'm excited to put on a show for you guys. I'm excited to defend this world title.
Mike, you know, there's some fighters never get the opportunity to fight for a world title. You're getting that opportunity, and you're getting the opportunity to do it before a national audience. Over millions will be watching. What does that opportunity mean to you to be doing it on Fox?
I love it. I mean, the whole reason I got into this, do it on big stages, that's what any fighter wants to do. They want to prove themselves on the biggest stage possible, and there's no bigger stage than the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. I've fought in Vegas many times. It's an incredible fight town, so as soon as I heard that it was moving there, I was beyond excited. And to be on this card, along with, you know, Manny Pacquiao and the Fox pay-per-view card, it's incredible. It's a dream come true, and the reason why I work so hard and battle through it.
Caleb, you dropped one of the biggest punchers at 168 twice. Took away the title. He was considered the boogeyman at 168 in Jose Uzcategui. Not a lot of guys even wanted to face him, but you did it, you dropped him, and you took the title. What has that victory done for your confidence as a fighter?
I think any time that somebody steps in to the ring to fight for the first world title and they do it in fashion, it's definitely going to be a confidence booster. But at the same time, if you look at my energy before that fight, I told y'all what was going to happen, and he was definitely a boogeyman in the division, and I still think he is. I still think he'll go on to do great things in the super middleweight division. But I just feel like there's a season for everything, and right now it's my season and my time, and I'm feeling confident. I have a lot of momentum going into this fight, and we're going to use it.
Mike, Caleb's certainly been active. You haven't been as active lately. This will be your first fight in over a year. Smallest that you've ever fought as well. You haven't fought anything lower than 173. Will any of this be an issue for you come fight night?
No, I see it as an advantage. I mean, I'm a 175-pounder coming down, and I've got one of the best sports scientists, nutritionist, Andy Galpin, working with me, and I have no doubt that we'll make that weight 168 and rehydrate the right way, and I'll be the bigger, stronger guy in the ring. So that's our plan. I really, as soon as I heard I had an opportunity at 168, I said yes, and we wanted to take it. So I don't see that as a disadvantage. I see that as an advantage.
Champ, your response to that, considering you're known as Sweet Hands, known for that hand speed, in your opinion, what will be the difference in this fight come July 20th?
The thing is he may be coming into the ring come fight night, bigger than me, heavier than me, however you want to call it. And he may have scientists on his team. Science doesn't win fights. Boxing skill wins fights. Years of repetition doing the same thing with not boxing trainers, but teachers wins fights. Come July 20th, you'll see. I don't have much to say about it. You'll see July 20th. Just make sure you tune in.
Mike, there have been some people and some media critics have questioned your level of opposition that you've faced so far in your career. So what would a victory over Caleb Plant on national television prove to your critics and mean to you?
I mean, I had people that didn't think that I'd get to where I am today for sure. I mean, I enjoy it. I love it. And a lot of people that are doing that, criticizing, have never stepped in a ring in their lives. So that's why I said when I stepped up there, I have respect for Caleb. I have respect for every fighter that steps in the ring and risks their lives, because there's a reason why my face is on the back of that, and those people criticizing, their faces aren't, because it takes a different type of person to step into that ring in front of thousands of people and millions on TV. It takes having some balls, and it takes putting yourself out there and risking it. So all that BS about that, I don't really care. I just fight who they put in front of me, and I keep winning. And that's what I plan on doing July 20th.
Champ, I was reading an article about your division, and they were talking about the best super middleweights. First name they had in there was Canelo. They had Callum Smith. They had Ramirez. They had Anthony Durrell. And then they mentioned Caleb Plant. Do you feel like you're still fighting for respect, even though you're a champion now?
Absolutely. I don't look at myself as the A-side in this fight, and I haven't looked at myself as the A-side in any fight. I'm the one who's not supposed to be here. Go back and look at my track record. Go back and look at my history. Put these same guys through that and see if they'd be sitting at this table right now. I'm the B-side in this fight. The only Cinderella story here is mine. And come July 20th, it'll be Ann Steele.
Mike, we'll wrap it up with this. What should we expect when we tune in on Fox, July 20th in Las Vegas?
Fireworks, man. I hit hard. I'm strong. I'm an athlete. I plan on giving it my best. Two warriors going at it in front of thousands of people. Exactly what people want. Obviously, Caleb's motivated. Obviously, I'm motivated. You're going to get two fighters at their best, showing their best, and I can't wait to show the world that, man.
Champ, you'll have the last word. What should we expect July 20th?
Ann Steele.
There you have it. On Fox, it is the main event. Caleb Plant, his first title defense of the IBF World title. Gentlemen, let's have one last face-off here. July 20th, Las Vegas. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern. You don't want to miss it. We are going to take a short break. And after the break, we will resume with the Fox pay-per-view card for the WBA Welterweight Championship of the World. Keith "One-Time" Thurman taking on Manny Pac Man Pacquiao.
I know he's going to put his best foot forward. I look forward to the challenge.
Thurman throwing with bad intentions early. Thurman ready to end the fight.
Thurman is dangerous. He's coming out fearless.
I look forward to reminding the boxing world who Keith "One-Time" Thurman is.
Oh, but there's a sweeping left hook by Thurman.
It's not an easy fight for Pacquiao.
Thurman coming back with fireworks.
Wherever Manny Pacquiao wants it, I'd fight him in the Philippines if I had to, baby.
An icon of the sport and the future Hall of Famer, Manny.
Pacquiao is beginning to establish his rhythm. Double jab left hand by Pacquiao, landing these bombs. There's a sharp jab that lands for Pac Man.
And this is a massive attack.
He got rocked with that left. Pacquiao lands with the hook.
I really don't believe that my career is over. I prove it again at the age of 40.
And ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you, and we welcome you back to the beautiful Gotham Hall here in New York City as Premier Boxing Champions continues with our New York kickoff press conference for our tremendous night of action coming your way later this summer. At this time, we are excited to talk about our pay-per-view event, the Welterweight Championship of the World, pitting boxing's only 8-division world champion Manny Pac Man Pacquiao against the undefeated world champion Keith "One-Time" Thurman. Of course, our event takes place on Saturday, July the 20th at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it's a PBC Fox Sports pay-per-view event. Now, so much is said and so much is known about these fighters, but allow me to give a little perspective and give you some of the highlights of both of these fighters before we bring them up onto the stage. Now, Manny Pacquiao is a living legend and a future Hall of Famer. His resume is a who's who of the top boxers and a fixture in mega fights over the past 15 years in his career that has spanned more than 24 years. Now, anytime he fights, guarantees great action and must-see TV. Manny Pacquiao's life and career is all about overcoming long odds and seeking out tremendous challenges. This fight against Thurman is no exception. It represents the essence of Manny Pacquiao. Now, Keith Thurman is by far the most dangerous boxer that Manny Pacquiao has faced since Floyd Mayweather Jr. Thurman is 10 years younger than Pacquiao. He is strong, he is fast, he's a power puncher, clearly one of the most dangerous fighters in the welterweight division. The consummate boxer Thurman is the longest reigning current welterweight champion, and he steps into the ring with the opportunity to reclaim his status as the best boxer at 147 pounds. Now, this fight is about a legend continuing to add to his legacy with a victory over a young world champion who is looking to maintain his supremacy in boxing's hottest division. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, allow me to introduce our principals as they make their way to the stage. First, ladies and gentlemen, with a record of 29 wins, no losses, he has 22 wins coming by way of knockout. He'll be making his 6th world title appearance, hailing from Clearwater, Florida. Please welcome the acclaimed, the hard-hitting, and the undefeated Super WBA welterweight champion of the world, Keith "One-Time" Thurman.
I feel the master. I feel them. Y'all ready? They ready? Well, come on. Come on. Y'all ready? They ready? We ready? We ready? Come on. Come on. We ready? Come on. Come on. Break bread for me. Break bread for me. Break bread for me. Break bread for me. We ready? We ready? Come on. We ready? Come on. There is no question about who the best. They single lady tracking hard to come to do the rest. Step in the way, multiple to going through you. You must have gone past the drunkest boy. You was blessed, and I'ma take him out the game, y'all. It ain't no thing, y'all.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing his well-known opponent, really needing no introduction the world over, with a record of 61 wins, 7 losses, 2 draws, with 39 big wins coming by way of knockout. He's the senator from Sarangani Province in the Philippines, the renowned regular WBA welterweight world champion and boxing's legendary only 8-division world champion. Please welcome the one and only Senator Manny Pac Man Pacquiao.
From a magazine.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. It is for the WBA Welterweight Championship of the World. And at this time, we want to introduce you and ask him to share a few words. This bout is sanctioned by the World Boxing Association. My pleasure to introduce to the microphone at this time the president of the WBA, Gilberto Jesus Mendoza.
First of all, it's an honor to be with all of you this afternoon. For me, to be the president of the World Boxing Association, the oldest sanctioning body, the pioneers in boxing, and having an event like this where we have a future Hall of Famer and a legend in the making, having this great fight, I believe they are ranked as the top welterweights in the world. To me, number 1 and number 2. Obviously, they represent my organization. And I think this is what the fans want, big fights together. Besides that, both fighters, Manny and Keith, have extraordinary lives outside of the ring, which has been well proven. And on July 20, I just expect the best champion of all the welterweight division. Thank you, Manny, for being part of our organization, and thank you, Keith, for all your loyalty during all these years. I think it's a dream match, and all the fans and all the media are going to enjoy this bout. Thank you.
Thank you, Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. We know we are in good hands. We are sanctioned by the WBA along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission. You notice up on the dais at this time, joining us, we have representing the PBC, Brittany Goosen Brown and Sylvia Brown Owens, and we have representing Team Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao's manager, Sean Gibbons, and his longtime trainer, Buboy Fernandez. At this time, we're ready to bring our fighters up to the microphone to share some words. Once again, following both of their words, we'll have an opportunity for questions and answers. And at this time, we'd like to present to you Keith Thurman. A little background. Recently, a former unified welterweight world champion, having captured the WBC title from Danny Garcia in 2017. He also holds a victory over the current WBC welterweight champion, Shawn Porter, in one of the best fights of 2016. He recently returned from an injury layoff in January to defeat Josecito Lopez and successfully defend his WBA title. Ladies and gentlemen, his record 29-0, 22 knockouts, the Super WBA welterweight champion of the world from Clearwater, Florida, Keith "One-Time" Thurman.
Y'all ready? They ready? Well, come on, come on. Y'all ready? They ready? We ready? We ready?
For Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? That's my hype song for this camp right now. We ready, man. What's up, New York? What's up, everybody, man? It's a blessing to be here. I want to thank God first and foremost This is just a dream come true, guys. I started boxing at the age of 7. I put blood, sweat, and tears in this sport. I worked hard to be a champion. I've always wanted to fight some of the greatest names in the sport of boxing. Years ago, you know, I wanted the Floyd Mayweather. I wanted Manny Pacquiao. Floyd's gone. Pacquiao's here, and he wants the challenge. And I'm very grateful, very happy to be sharing the ring with a legend like Manny Pacquiao. But, you know, for those who know boxing and truly understand boxing history, you know, times change. I believe boxing has come to a new era. Floyd is gone. Pacquiao is here. Come July 20th, he will disappear. He is a legend. He will always be remembered in the sport. But I'm doing to Manny Pacquiao what he did to Oscar De La Hoya. You can Google it if you want to. Oscar De La Hoya never fought again. All right? Facts. This is a big fight. Bombs are being dropped. I've waited 22 months to get back in the game. People can say what they want about my injuries. I'm a professional athlete. We have our ups and downs. And obviously, your boy Keith One-Time Thurman is back on the rise. I'm here. I'm going to make a big statement. You are not going to want to miss this fight, especially because it's about to be this man's last fight. You think I'm playing? This ain't no game, guys. This ain't no game. Hard work and dedication. Last training camp, Jose Cito Lopez. I trained in LA Fitness all by myself. Okay? This training camp, I got 2 personal trainers. It all starts this Saturday. After this press tour, when I get home, it's grind time. It's my time. This your boy, Keith One-Time Thurman. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you, Keith. Certainly no stranger to the microphone or mega events. Keith brings it every single fight and every single press conference. And certainly the same can be said about his opponent. His record, 61 wins, 7 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins coming by way of knockout. A fighting senator from the Sarangani province in the Philippines. He most recently defeated Adrian Broner in January. Everyone knows he's the 3-time Fighter of the Year, boxing's 8-division world champion, a fighter of the decade, the current regular WBA welterweight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the microphone the legend, the one and only Senator Manny Pac Man Pacquiao. 'Cause we're gonna be legends, gonna get their attention.
Thank you. Good afternoon to all of us. We'd like to thank God for this opportunity. I've been this boxing for 2 decades, and I never scared or intimidated with my opponent, and I'm so excited for this fight because I'm fighting with undefeated. Keith Thurman is he's kind of fighter that you cannot underestimate. He's undefeated, and this is give me more encouragement. Motivation to work hard, like what I did before in my previous fights against a big name in boxing. And I will not predict this fight, but I will make sure that I'm 100% conditioned and ready for the fight. Let's say if who's tougher in the ring on July 28th. This is going to be exciting, and I liked it. I like it that the way I underdog for this fight. This gives me more motivation and encouraging to focus and work hard in training. And this is fun. This is what I want. And sometimes I became careless and confident because I'm so favored in every fight, but this time around it's different. I'm telling you the truth. So make sure that you tune in. July 28th, it's gonna be a good fight. A lot of action in the ring, and we know Keith Thurman is he's a good fighter also. We make sure that the fans will be happy on July 28th. That's the guarantee. And we work hard from now on to July 28th. We work hard our training, focus our training, and that's it. And I would like to thank all the sponsors, especially NGM, Al Heyman, for giving me this opportunity. Even though at 40 years old, but you see the 40 years old on July 20. I'll come. Thank you. God bless.
'Cause we're gonna be
It's Manny Pac Man Pacquiao against Keith one-time Thurman. 12 rounds for the Welterweight Championship of the World, taking place MGM Grand Garden Arena Saturday, July the 20th, in a spectacular night of boxing presented by Premier Boxing Champions. Pay-per-view is on Fox Sports Pay-per-view. And now to bring out the best in our fighters right now to handle the Q&A session. Please welcome once again to handle this my esteemed and talented colleague, Brian Custer.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to New York City. Champion versus champion. Doesn't get any better than that. And to do it on Fox pay-per-view, combine these two fighters, 90 victories. Manny Pacquiao, 10-4-1, 4 knockouts at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Keith one-time Thurman, 4-0, 2 knockouts at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Manny, start with you. You've done just about everything in this sport. But this will be a first for you. First time on Fox pay-per-view. Back in Las Vegas, what are your feelings?
It's a great honor for me to be back in Vegas to fight again on July 28th, and also honor for the Fox is we'll handle this pay-per-view.
Keith, every fighter aspires to be a world champion, aspires to be a pay-per-view fighter and a star. Your first pay-per-view fight on Fox against the legend. So what does July 20th represent to you?
I mean, July 20th is just a dream come true. 23 years in the game. Dedicated my life at the age of 7 to this beautiful sport of boxing. And my original trainer, Ben Getty, who believed in me from the age of 7 to the age of 20 when he passed away. And he always told me back when I was 14, 15, 16 years old, you have what it takes to be champion of the world, boy. And not just any champion, but a great champion. And once when you get on TV, the networks are going to love you. You know, for me, we've fought on HBO, we've fought on Showtime, we've fought on so many different primetime networks, and now we have this beautiful relationship with Fox. It's my first pay-per-view. New territory for me, not new territory for Manny Pacquiao. I'm truly looking forward to performing once again at the MGM Grand. It's been many years since I performed there. It's a staple of boxing history, just like this great city, New York. New York and Vegas are my 2 favorite locations. So I love this fight. I'm truly looking forward to this fight. And, I mean, tune in, baby. It's going to be a great one.
You know, Manny, you were linked to Danny Garcia as a possible opponent. We saw you in the ring after the Errol Spence fight. But you decided to fight Keith Thurman, an unbeaten champion. Why Keith Thurman?
I choose Keith Thurman because he's undefeated, and I want to prove that at age of 40 I can still beat an undefeated fighter like Keith Thurman.
Keith, you know, there's been some talk that Manny Pacquiao agreed to this fight because when you look at the top welterweights, whether it be the Spences, Crawfords, Porter, Garcia, you appear to be the most vulnerable. Considering your last performance against Josecito Lopez, lack of activity over the past year and a half, Your response to that?
We definitely had a lack of activity, and a lot of people don't know in 2019, you know, who is Keith Thurman today? They saw me brush off the dust, but you could see the dust against Jose Cito Lopez. You know that that wasn't the best Keith Thurman that you've ever seen. Come July 20th, you will see one of the best Keith Thurmans you've ever seen. One time is back. It's been 4 years since I've fought 2 times in 1 year, mostly because of the 2-year layoff. But then when I defeated Danny Garcia and when I defeated Shawn Porter, I waited roughly almost a year in between each of those fights. I didn't take any tune-ups in between or any lower level competition. I went straight from Shawn Porter to Danny Garcia. I was injured. I fought Jose Cito Lopez. I feel good. I'm taking the momentum from that training camp. I'm getting a better training camp ready right now for this fight. It's going to be a great fight.
Manny, a number of the top welterweights, the Keith Thurmans, would love to be in the ring with you because they want a victory over a legend. And they all believe that you're on the downside of your career. What's your response to that?
Like I said, my time is not yet over. My career is, my journey will continue. That's what I want to prove on July 20.
I want to know what went through your mind, and I'm sure you saw it on social media. I saw Keith one time, Thurman, someone showed some video of him of Manny Pacquiao, and he said, Manny Pacquiao, night, night. I'm sure you saw it. What was your reaction when you saw it?
You know, I'm a kind of fighter that I don't talk too much, no trash talk, but I do in the ring a lot of things. Because you say that, let's prove it in the ring on July 20th. And you will see a warrior Manny Pacquiao in the ring this July 20th. Because of all he says, let's prove it in the 20th. And I will show you how it is like to be in the ring with me on July 20th. That's the guaranteed, you know.
Keith, it's been 5 years since we've seen that one-time punch stop somebody. Does Keith Thurman still have one-time power, and will we see it in this fight against Manny Pacquiao?
Oh, you know, we got that second round knockdown in the last fight. It kind of was a nice reminder of, you know, what one time is all about. Like I said, I was a little dusty, but we brushed it off. We're taking this momentum. I don't have one strength and conditioning coach. I got 2. I got 2 coaches helping me land one punch. You know, like Manny said, trash talk doesn't mean nothing. But when he's on that mat and he's catching that night-night, on the 20th is really going to mean something. And on the 21st, you know, I guarantee he's not going to want to see a rematch, even though it's in the contract. I don't think this boy's going to want to see it after I finish him off.
Manny, you haven't been the betting underdog in a fight since you faced Floyd Mayweather. So your reaction when you found out you're the slight underdog in this fight?
Like I said, it gives me more motivation for this fight. I will work hard, man. I mean, this feeling that I have right now, I don't feel this since the De La Hoya fight. After De La Hoya fight, but this time around, I feel like I'm fighting with De La Hoya again or anybody else that very in the top of boxing.
Keith, 2 years ago, in February, right before you fought Danny Garcia, you told Ring Magazine, quote, Manny Pacquiao is dying out. He's had his hurrah. He does not want to be in the ring with any of these top welterweights. We would put an end to his career. Do you still believe that?
I still do. I highly believe that. You know, it's an honor and a blessing on the 20th to share the ring with a legend like Manny Pacquiao. I'm fully looking forward to this fight, and I'm really excited about it. And I'm excited to be the guy that shows him the exits on the left. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, 2 years ago, yesterday, today, Manny Pacquiao is a legend. He's done great things. I've never fought, I never lost to a fighter who's lost 7 times. I have no intentions of losing to Manny Pacquiao. I don't see him winning any way, shape, or form. From the jab to the straight rights to the hooks, from the hibbity-hoppity to the left to the right to the in and out. He's 40, I'm 30. I mean, I want to show him that this ain't Adrian Broner, you know. My AB, I be about business. I throw these hands. I'm going to let him go. When he walked out of that ring a week before my fight, he walked out of the ring. He said, I feel good. I can fight more. I know you can because you didn't get hit in your face. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't in a real fight. Come July 20th, we're going to see how much Manny Pacquiao is willing to give the sport of boxing. I believe he's given it all that he has, but we will find out soon.
Manny, volume puncher, always had great hand speed. Freddie Roach said your hand speed will be the difference in this fight. What do you think will be the difference in this fight?
Yeah, our focus in every fight is to the speed and footwork. That's what we focus. And also, our focus also in training is to avoid punches, to get hit. That's why my opponent don't get hit me in my face. And also, we focus on training, like footwork, hand speed, and after you throw combination, just go side by side and moving. That's our strategy. That's why my opponent it's hard to hit me on my face. That's what he's talking about.
Keith, what will be the difference in this fight?
I mean, speed, power, and overall ring IQ. You know, I believe I'm one of the smartest boxers in the sport of boxing today. I always find a way to win. I'm devastating. With or without knockouts, when you're in the ring with me, you know you're in with a dangerous man. Nobody will tell you, I will gladly get hit by Keith one-time Thurman. At least nobody who's experienced what a punch feels like. I mean, like I said, man, I respect Pacquiao. I know he's going to train for this fight. I know he comes in shape. But, you know, he's just going to fall short of that finish line.
Manny, we'll wrap it up with this. Why don't you let these people know, what should they expect July 20th in Las Vegas on Fox pay-per-view?
They should tune in and watch this fight. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime fight. It's going to be a good fight. We guaranteed you more action in the ring for this fight, and I'm confident to win this fight, to have the victory, because God is good all the time. So that's God bless you all. Thank you.
Keith, same question as we wrap it up. What should they expect July 20th, Las Vegas, Fox pay-per-view?
Oh, they should expect a great fight, a great performance from 2 qualified world champions. And ultimately, like I said, you know, this most likely will be Manny Pacquiao's last fight. I love the sport of boxing, but we're in a new generation, and it's apparent. You pay attention to the heavyweight division. There is no more Klitschko's. The Klitschko's are gone. In the welterweight division, the king was Floyd Mayweather. He is gone. The legend Pacquiao, he is here. He will be here July 20th, become the 21st. He is gone. Tune in, baby. Tune in.
There you have it, folks. These 2 champions. We're going to get these guys to face off one last time, but let me bring back to the podium my esteemed colleague, the Hall of Famer, the one and only Jimmy Lennon Jr.
to have our fighters face off. Let's have our principals face off. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it comes your way on July the 20th. That's a great Saturday night at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's for the Welterweight Championship of the World. Manny Pac Man Pacquiao, Keith one-time Thurman. A tremendous full night of action coming your way. Reminding you that tickets are available on AXS.com and also available at any outlet for MGM Resorts, either by phone or in person. We thank you very much for your attendance here this afternoon. Enjoy this time. These are the men. These are legends of boxing, the best in the welterweight division, Manny Pac Man Pacquiao and Keith one-time Thurman.
1, 2. Check me out right here, yo. You turn the track up a little bit for me. All up in my ears. The mic is loud, but the music is loud.